Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today's video is going to be about Evelyn. Baby Evelyn still has not been found. Unfortunately, the mom, Megan, aka Maggie, is just constantly lying. Like everything she said has just turned out to be a lie. I'm just going to give you a couple of the updates, and I want to also give that number out. If you guys have any information on this at all, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. So it's TBI find. So please, if you guys know anything, please call. It's just not looking good, because if you think about it, Angela's released now. So Angela got released from jail Friday night. Angela is Megan's mom, Evelyn's grandma. She got released out on bond. And here's her getting released.
Angela, when was the last time you seen Evelyn? Where's Evelyn? Do you know where Evelyn is, Angela? When was the last time you saw her?
Put your hands off of me and back up. Right now.
Where's Evelyn?
Put your hands off of me.
Do you know where she is? Is she alive? When was the last time you talked to Megan?
Have you been able to speak to Megan at all? Do you know where your granddaughter is?
Do you know where Evelyn is?
Okay, so yeah, so she got released. It looks like she'll have an ankle monitor bracelet on, so she won't be able to leave. You know, she won't be able to take off because she'll have the ankle monitor. But people have been known to get those off, to cut those off, so, or to like break them where they don't work. And William McLeod is probably going to get bonded out. I haven't heard a confirmation if he did, but it looked like he was probably going to get bonded out too with the ankle monitor. And okay, so I'm going to play you a clip from Evelyn Boswell in court. She was trying to actually get her bond lowered, and the judge denied it. Her bond is set at $25,000, and her attorney was trying to say that she doesn't have any income, and basically trying to get her bond lowered, and the judge denied it. So that's good news. And also, people were pointing out, I find it kind of odd, she has this like permanent weird smirk on her face. It's like very odd for the situation, but I mean, it could just be nerves. I don't know what it is, but it's just a very odd smirk that she seems to always have, which just doesn't fit what's going on, you know. I'm gonna play it for you.
Number 48563, get your bonds. Your bonds, Megan Boswell. She's the trustee of the sheriff, president of the courtroom, represented by Mr. Sproles. The courtroom today today being March 2, 2020. So what's happening?
Judge, Ms. Boswell has agreed to waive her preliminary hearing and have the case bound over to the grand jury. Sorry.
Ms. Boswell, did you hear what your lawyer said?
Yes, Your Honor.
False reporting is a class D felony, 2 to 12 years, right? 2 to 12 years. Has to be disposed of in the criminal court. So what he says you want to do is not have any witnesses here in the preliminary hearing. Has he talked with you about that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so if you want to give it up, you can do that. That means there won't be any witnesses. Do you have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
You give up the chance to hear witnesses testify, at least briefly, at least some testimony, and then your lawyer would ask you questions. You're giving up that opportunity in case it goes on to the criminal court. Have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. You swear that what you just said is the truth, and what anything else you not said is the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, you should know what's something.
Judge, it's already signed.
I need a reset sheet there, Mr. Picture one there, Mr. Pearl. Let's see what the reset date is. What is it, May?
May 8th.
May 8th. So if you run across the top, strike out general sessions court, put in criminal court, and the appearance time is May 8th. So your next appearance for this case will be May 8th at 9 o'clock in the criminal court in Bluffton. Mr. Sproles is appointed only for this courtroom. Let's see the paper filled out by her. Pardon?
Judge, I didn't have a case number there.
48563. What's your birthday?
3/21/2001,
Address?
539 Muddy Creek Road.
Did you work anywhere when you were in jail?
Yeah,
Where was that?
Hunter T's Chicken Shack.
Say that again.
Hunter T's Chicken Shack, Your Honor,
Where's that?
in Plumville, across from Morgan State.
So it's a restaurant, Judge.
So you're not able to post bond right now? I know you're being held for another court. So other than that, do you have any income other than that job? Raise your right hand, you swear the information, first of all, do you own any property? Raise your right hand, you swear the information is true?
Yes, Your Honor.
You swear to show with the sign your name, that's when Mr. Sproles being appointed to represent you at this procedure, this level. When you get to criminal court, if you need to have an appointed lawyer, you'll have to ask the criminal court judge about that. Mr. Sproles is appointed only for this courtroom. Have any questions about that? Ms. Boswell, have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Sheriff will give you a piece of paper that's got that court date that says, whatever we just said, April 8 or something in criminal court. Go ahead, Mr. Sproles.
Judge, we asked the court to reduce her bond. She's currently unable to make a $25,000 bond. In support of that, Judge, we would show she's been a lifelong resident of Sullivan County. She was working prior to being incarcerated. She does have significant family ties to the community. As far as we know, her mother, all of her immediate family is here in Sullivan County. She has no prior criminal record and no prior failure to appears or other issues with missing court dates. And as I said, she has no prior record of danger to the community. So, Judge, our belief is that on a Class D felony, an appropriate bond for her, especially with no prior convictions, would be approximately a $10,000 bond. So we're asking the court to lower her bond to that amount that she may be able to make.
Keeping in mind that she's in jail also for the.
I understand, Judge, that this wouldn't clear the way, but if that juvenile court issue is resolved, we want her to be able to bond out.
Judge, just briefly in response, the state has no evidence or any knowledge of any prior criminal history. However, the state would ask the court to consider the nature of this offense by reading of the affidavit of complaint, and based upon a reading of the affidavit of complaint, it'd be the state's position that the probability of conviction in this case would be high, and court's already
Discharge, not anything else, but a
correct,
discharge.
correct. And that the court's already advised regarding the possible sentence of 2 to 12 years. There's an absence of any responsible members of this community that appears today before Your Honor to vouch for her or her reliability. And as far as her home situation, Your Honor, the address that she provided the court is not the address where she was residing at the time, and the place where she was residing at the time of this offense, it's my understanding she would not be able to return there, and she had only been at that residence for a brief period of time, and so based upon that, her, although she does have ties to the community, her residence is in question and is unstable, so the state would ask the court to consider those things in setting the bond.
Judge, if I could just respond to last issue there, the address that she provided is different than the address she was living at before. That's an address of a family member who she has made arrangements with. She
Well,
would
notice
be-
I didn't ask her very many questions.
I understand. The address she gave you is one that she would be able to live at if she were to
I
lease
think the
the
ball
home.
match appropriate for what the charge is, and what the circumstances are. And also consider the fact that there's another court order from a different judge. That's her court. That might be addressed in a different, it was signed initially by the judge or the Your time is May 8th.
Yes, sir.
May 8th at 9 o'clock. The bill amount will continue at $25,000. Keep in mind, Mr. Scholes is only appointed for this court.
I wanted to play you this clip of, real quick, of, I know I mentioned it in my last video about her saying she was pregnant and that she couldn't take a polygraph because it was against the policy to give a polygraph when you're pregnant. And then the Sullivan County Sheriff came out and said that was a lie. She never offered to take one. They never asked her to take one. So you'll see her outside the police station, and she says it multiple times that she came in there wanting to take a polygraph, and they wouldn't let her because it goes against policy. And that was a big lie.
Can you tell me, you said you can't take a polygraph?
No, I came here to take a polygraph, and due to policy, they cannot give me one.
Okay. Due to their policy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can't tell me why? Based on their policy, or you just don't feel
Based on their
comfortable?
policy.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit of what's going on today? Did you volunteer to come take a polygraph?
Yeah, but they can't, due to their policy, they can't give me one.
All right. And how are you doing today?
I mean, not good.
Not good. Why did you come to take a polygraph?
To clear my name, but they won't give me one due to policy. I'm not going to get into all that, but
Yeah. And so I know there's a lot of like rumors and stuff going around about all kinds of things. Is there anything else that you'd like to address?
no.
No?
Unless you have anything specific you want me to address.
Well, I know that there's been rumors about like you being pregnant right now, and
I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, I know, I hate to ask you that, but like I just want to give you the opportunity to like address anything that you feel that the public should or shouldn't know, or I know
Well,
everybody's in your business.
I am pregnant, that's why they won't give me a polygraph. Due to policy, if you're pregnant, they cannot give you one.
Okay, that makes sense. That must make all of this so much harder for you. Do you wish that they could give you a polygraph?
Yeah, but they can't,
They can't.
due to policy.
Okay, so let me read you a couple of the updates here. Now, they interviewed one of her high school friends. So one of Megan Boswell's high school friends, Arnett, spoke with WVLT news reporter. She said that they talked in March 2019 when Megan was looking for a babysitter because she wanted to go back to work. Arnett said that Megan appeared to be a good mother and talked a lot about Evelyn, and said that Megan was a lifesaver to her when she had her first son. So I don't know what that means. Maybe Megan watched her first son. I don't know. It doesn't really elaborate what she means by that. But then Arnett said that Megan's personality changed as the search for Evelyn progressed. She said Megan talked to her differently. She said on February 21st, Megan texted her, "I'm scared. I'm scared of the person who took her." So I don't know. That's February 21st. Oh, that was just last week. Arnett said the situation just doesn't add up. She said she did believe her at first, but as the interviews went on, I think she knows where Evelyn is, and I think she knows who has her. Arnett said that Megan never spoke negatively about motherhood or about Evelyn. She never really seemed overwhelmed. And then I read you this quote in my last video, but Captain Andrew Siebold said, "Every time we talk to her, her story changes. I'm serious when I say that every single time." Talking about when they talk to Megan, that her story changes. Okay, so on February 27th, the sheriff's office told WVLT News that they could neither confirm nor deny whether or not Megan Boswell was pregnant. But they did say, so it's almost like they're kind of telling you without directly telling you, because they're probably maybe not allowed to get that information. I don't know, but he said that they did say that the jail keeps track of pregnant inmates for obvious purposes. So on Monday, 2/24, so February 24th, there were 4 pregnant inmates. On Tuesday, there were 4 pregnant inmates. Megan Boswell was booked in at 9:19 p.m. on Tuesday. The pregnant inmate count went to 5 on Tuesday at 11 p.m. when a pregnant woman was booked in. So on Wednesday, the pregnant inmate count was total of 5. So what they're saying is that it should show up right away, because there was 4 pregnant on Tuesday. Megan comes in on Tuesday. There's still 4, and then at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, it goes up to 5. But this was after another pregnant woman got checked in. So it's kind of showing that there's no delay. Like when a pregnant woman gets booked in, it shows up right away, because they're showing at 11 o'clock, the pregnant woman got booked and it showed up 5 pregnant women. So Megan getting checked in at 9:19 p.m., it would have showed up right away as 5 pregnant women when she checked in, and then the other one at 11 p.m. would have been 6 pregnant women. So it's basically just kind of showing you that she's not pregnant. So on the day William McLeod, remember, William McLeod is Angela Boswell's boyfriend, and Angela is Megan's mom and Evelyn's grandma. Evelyn's grandma's boyfriend was extradited back to Tennessee. He spoke with a bail bondsman over the phone in Kingsport. Derek Bishop, an agent with a Hood Bonding, said he assisted Angela Boswell and William McLeod with bonds for various charges in the past. McLeod and Boswell were arrested in North Carolina last week while traveling in a stolen BMW, wanted in the search for Evelyn Boswell. An Amber Alert for the missing 15-month-old from Sullivan County was issued on February 19th, so we all know that part. Bishop said one of McLeod's family members called the bonding company Thursday and said they would have the money for the $10,000 bond in McLeod's account by Friday. So Bishop said William McLeod claims to have only seen the missing Evelyn Boswell 2 times. Once when he and Evelyn's grandmother, Angela Boswell, began dating, and at some point last November. So that was, a month before she supposedly went missing. So Bishop, the bondsman, asks McLeod if he knew where the baby was. And McLeod said that he made a comment that the baby's mother knows where the baby is. And it just seems like she's trying to pawn it off on Angela. McLeod reportedly told Bishop over the phone that he visited his grandmother in Wilkes County, North Carolina, a week ago, near a pond searched Wednesday by authorities. Officials called that search inconclusive. The grandmother told police that her grandson's feet were wet when he first came in, which is kind of weird, but they did search the pond and didn't find anything. Now, that doesn't mean that nothing happened there, because I don't know. I guess, is it possible that they could have put her in the pond and then they just didn't find her? I don't know. I don't even want to. It's just weird saying that out loud and even talking about it, but I don't know. They probably are pretty good what they do, and they searched the pond and didn't find anything. So why his feet were wet, I don't know. But there's other wet places that he could have been, that they could have put her. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that pond, I guess, but I don't know if we'll find out. But so Bishop also said McLeod told him Wednesday that he's offered to take a polygraph test. So I would say let him take one so you can clear him. They should. I wish they would let him take it just so they know, and then have Angela take one too. And now that we know that Megan's not pregnant, have Megan take one. I know that's the thing, they can't make them take one, but ask them if they'll take one. So McLeod offered, I would give it to him. And then why not? And then why not at least ask them? Because if that's the thing, if Angela didn't have anything to do with Evelyn, she would probably say yes to take one. So it'd be kind of telling if she says no or yes. And I guess he said he did give his DNA to authorities as well, and just said that his focus is on helping find the little girl, like everybody else's focus should be. But I mean, I think they take DNA when you're arrested anyway. They do like the swab and they do all that anyway. So it's not like that. I mean, they would have it because he was arrested. At least with my experiences, they do the DNA. They like do the swab on your cheek for But I don't know. I mean, maybe he did have to agree to it, but I know when you get arrested, I'm pretty sure that they do it anyway. So, and then McLeod said that him and Angela did not know that that BMW was stolen or that the car hadn't been paid for. But then all of a sudden it got reported stolen. So they're claiming they had no idea. They thought, oh, that was their car. Didn't even know it was reported stolen. And then all of a sudden, you know, they're arrested. So Bishop also said that his phone conversation with McLeod, that they were talking about that Angela and her daughter have tried to make an attempt to reconnect the relationship so Angela can be involved with the child's life, Bishop said. And what William said is that Megan would never make the baby available for them to visit or to see the baby or anything like that. McLeod said, I don't have a clue as to where Evelyn could be. He added that he didn't know Megan and that the situation is confusing and scary. Okay, wait. So what do you mean you didn't know Megan? You said you had met her, so I don't understand why you're saying you didn't know her. And then what do you mean confusing and scary? That it makes me wonder why he chose those words. I mean, why did he choose to say that? Bishop added that we all pray for her and hope that she's found safe. And it seems like that's what William's goal is as well, is to help find her and make sure she returns home safely. But he did make the comment that the child's mother does know where the baby is. But how does he know that she knows where she is? See, that makes me wonder, why does he keep saying that if he doesn't know something? He has to know something for him to know that she knows where she is. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I just asked him if he knew where the baby was, and he made a comment that the baby's mother knows where the baby is. And it just seems like that she's trying to kind of pawn it off on Angela.
So on Friday, February 28th, officials searched a mobile home in Blountville after a tip. The home's occupant, Zachary Warfield, said investigators were on site for about 30 minutes. Pretty much TBI showed up and they were investigating the trailer here for the missing child. Warfield said officials searched inside the home and outside. He pointed out a hole in the bottom of the house where he said investigators collected evidence.
They were digging around back there because they saw some soft ground, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, is that where they found the item?
No, they found the item under the trailer.
Can you just, do you know where that is?
Yeah. Right around here. Right under there.
Okay. And can you just describe one more time what you saw them take out of there?
It was a brown bag. I don't know whether it was paper or plastic, but it was a brown bag about that big.
They pretty much searched all throughout my house, but they didn't really take anything from inside the house. They just found whatever they did under the house, said Zachary Warfield. Warfield said he believes Evelyn and her mother, Megan, lived at the trailer for quite a while. And on the property tax records, it shows that the trailer park is owned by Tommy Boswell Jr., which is the brother of Megan Boswell, with Evelyn's mother. So TBI confirmed their agents were at the scene executing a search warrant. So around 4 p.m. on February 28th, TBI said there had been more than 750 tips about Evelyn, but no sighting. Authorities were looking for a pillow and a piece of styrofoam when they searched the mobile home. It makes you wonder why a pillow and a piece of styrofoam. That's wow. So it looks like when it looks like the one is a pillow that they pull out, but then that other thing, I don't know what it is. So the search warrant was written by TBI Special Agent David Gratz. It sought any forensic evidence or any clothing or personal infant articles of Evelyn. So Captain Andy Siebel of the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office said they were at a mobile home park earlier for the same reason. This wasn't the first one we've been to, and most likely it won't be the last. Our primary goal continues to be finding Evelyn Boswell. So you see from the pictures, during that search early Friday afternoon, investigators recovered something from under the trailer in a brown or orange colored bag, Warfield said. The underside of the trailer is accessible through an open hole, but it wasn't clear exactly what was retrieved, and Warfield did not see what the investigators found. So it looks like that orange colored bag is, I don't know what that is. And then that other one kind of looks like that's the pillow. I don't know. Maybe that other one's a styrofoam. I don't know what they were. That's weird. They're looking for a pillow and styrofoam. Anyway, so it's saying the property is owned by Evelyn's uncle, which is Megan's brother, Tommy Boswell Jr., according to the Sullivan County land records. So Warfield said officials also searched the inside of the home and a piece of the property near a small cluster of trees, but recalled only seeing them take evidence from an area under the trailer. So that's crazy. They said it only lasted about a half hour, that search. So they must have found what they were looking for and left. So it says detectives have been to the trailer at least 2 other times during their investigation and found a stroller during one of their visits, Warfield said. So Warfield's family lived in another trailer on a nearby lot for about a month before moving into the one they currently occupy about 2 months ago. So that would have been, 2 months ago would have been, well, close to the time where Evelyn was last seen. And he says that he does not remember seeing Evelyn or Megan or Evelyn's mother. So that would have been, yeah, real close to when she disappeared. It would probably been after she was already disappeared. So they probably, maybe they didn't go back there after that. So, because he said he doesn't remember seeing any of them. So Angela Boswell, the grandmother of Evelyn, she appeared before a judge in Kingsport General Sessions Court on Thursday. Here's a quick clip of that.
Judge, we left Trooper Page a voicemail about an hour and a half or so ago. We have not heard back from them at this point. And even if there were to be a preliminary hearing, it's probably something we'd be able to get to this afternoon anyway.
And then her next court appearance in Kingsport Court was scheduled for April 30th at 9:30 a.m. So it's a couple months away. But the other one, Angela has paid all but $1,000 of her bond regarding her charge of probation violation out of Kingsport. So her charge for the one in Kingsport was because of her probation violation. But the one in Sullivan County is for her theft charge over $2,500. So there's 2 different charges she got. Probation violation, which is in Kingsport, and then the theft of property over $2,500, which is in Sullivan County. So Angela's bond for the theft of property charge was set to $5,000, with the condition that she wears an ankle monitor if her bond is posted. And she's due back in Bristol on March 4th.
I've got it here somewhere. Next Tuesday. Just put it on the docket for next Tuesday. Put it on there. We'll put it for 9 o'clock for it. Put a rank. Okay, that'll be fine.
Do we need Whitney in here? Because Whitney came. Okay.
All right, Miss Boswell, they've charged you with theft. I think. You got you charged with property of theft in an amount between $2,500 and $10,000, which makes that a Class D felony with a range of sentence of 2 to 12 years. You have a lawyer?
No.
We're going to hire one?
Yes, Your Honor, but, I mean, the affidavit itself is grounds for nothing more than a civil matter, if you read the affidavit.
Well, you watch too much television or talk to some lawyer. So my question was, are you going to hire a lawyer?
Yes, I need a lawyer, Your Honor. Yes.
So let's go back and start over again. Were you going to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
You posted a bond, so were you going to hire a lawyer?
Yes, yes.
So when are you going to do that?
I'm going to have to get one. I'm having to call like out of town and out of states because of all the stigma of this case. Because I can't find an attorney that will take the case. So I'm working on it.
So how many people have you talked to here?
I'll talk to you about 4. I can't even get them to call me back. So I'm going to try down around Knoxville and branch out. Start here in the next few days to try to find somebody.
Okay, so when are you going to do that?
Pardon?
When are you going to do that?
I'm working on it. I'm Googling, trying to find lawyers.
I'm gonna go get Josh. I'm still working. I mean, the computer's still functioning. Mr. Rose, Miss Boswell wants time to try to hire a lawyer.
Okay,
She says she's been trying, and she's arrested about 3 weeks ago, so 2 weeks ago or sometime.
Yes, Your Honor, but I mean, I just got out this week on Friday, so.
I understand that. I'm just telling him that you need some time to hire a lawyer. So what day you want to reset it to? How much time?
Sorry.
How much time do you need to find a lawyer? Do you work anywhere?
No, Your Honor.
So is somebody going to hire the lawyer for you? That may be one reason why nobody will call you back. I think you don't have any money.
I have means to hire.
So somebody's going to hire a lawyer for you? I mean, you just said you don't work, so you've got somebody who can do that. I'm just trying to find out. You can certainly hire one, but the idea of putting it off to hire one just to stall is not a very good idea. But you have the resources to be able to hire a lawyer. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll do that. So let's see this Detective Clemens.
He works straight day shift, Judge.
Okay.
So,
We're going to reset the case then for you to hire a lawyer, and the sheriff's going to give you a piece of paper you to sign. It says on there the court date, which we'll get in just a minute. It's going to say to hire lawyers. So I think, what is today? March 24th at 9 o'clock. How about that, Mr. Rose?
that works, Judge. Thank you.
So the sheriff will give you a paper to sign in just a minute, give you a copy of it, and it says on there, March 24th at 9 o'clock, to hire lawyer. I got two more, looking for more people. Oh, okay, that's the one. Okay. Free to go there, Miss Boswell? I said you're free to go. You got your paper with that court date?
Judge, can we talk about Mr. Leonard?
We can.
The former gentleman is here. I do have a copy of the video. I spoke to Matthew King, who represents the co-defendant. He has her down for June 3rd at 1:30 already. Judge,
One of the questions I would have is why we put it off so far.
That I don't know, and speaking to Mr. Rose, I don't think it's, my understanding, he tried to keep them together, Judge, and
What I'm saying is I don't know why we put it off so far.
and I don't know, I just know.
So that one's for that theft charge. And then for the probation violation is not for a couple months, April 30th. Okay, so McLeod was arraigned in Bristol General Sessions Court on Thursday morning. His bond was set at $10,000 and he would be required to wear an ankle monitor if his bond is posted.
What's your name? Raise your right hand, Mr. McLeod. You swear the answers you're about to give will be the truth? Yes. And what you just said about your name is the truth?
Yes.
You filled out a paper with information to get the public defender appointed. Do you swear that's true?
Yes.
Don't have any income? Don't work anywhere?
Correct.
You own any property?
No.
Mr. Curtis is appointed to represent you. Have you had a chance to talk with him?
Yeah, briefly.
I'm sorry?
Briefly, a few minutes ago, yes, I got talked.
Mr. Curtis, what's going to happen today?
Judge, we are ready for preliminary hearing today. The
Okay.
state indicates that they are not ready to proceed now.
Why not?
There's some witnesses from
I
North
mean, it's not
Carolina.
like it's a surprise. I said it's not like it's a
I
surprise.
understand, Judge. It's that we need some witnesses from North Carolina where he was just arrested a few days ago. It takes some time to get witnesses from out of state to come in here for appearance.
When are you planning to do that? He's sitting over here in jail and can't post a bond, apparently.
March 24th, Judge.
Is that when we reset the other case?
It is.
based on the fact that he is in jail, is not able to make the bond, Your Honor, based on the fact that he's here ready to go, we would request a reduction to $5,000, Judge, with anything to be able to make that bond. I believe one of the conditions that was set at the video arraignment was an ankle monitor on the bond. You wouldn't object to that condition being in place.
Anything you want to say then?
Judge, the state's opinion or contention that bond be left the same based off Mr. McLeod being a flight risk. Mr. McLeod just stated he has no current employment. Based off his NCIs, he's got several felonies.
I understand all that stuff.
Okay.
But he's in jail, and they're not ready for a preliminary hearing.
Okay.
I mean, I don't understand. It's not like this is a surprise, and nobody knew about the case.
Okay.
Why are people in North Carolina, are they not going to come voluntarily, or what's the problem?
They're going to be here, Judge, on 24th.
So my question would be, why they weren't here today?
He was just arrested a few days ago, Judge. It takes some time to get people here. You know, they get to travel, get off work, things like that, to be here for.
Well, you know, if this is a theft case at Walmart, that might be true. But it's not like nobody knew about it. You're in the reset sheet there, Mr. Curtis.
March 24th.
Yeah. You set the other one at 9:01:30. March 24th at 9 o'clock, the bell amount stayed the same as it was last set. Nobody's gonna take it. Mr. Curtis, I'll give you this file so you can copy what you need to do.
Thank you.
Anything else we need over there? No. Good. Officer Harris, he's all yours.
So here's a couple of pictures from that trailer where they went and dug. See how that's where they got that stuff. So I don't know. I wish I knew what they found. Like I said, I think the one was a pillow, and then they were looking for styrofoam. So was that other one a big piece of styrofoam? Or what was that thing that, you know, it looked kind of heavy, and they had those masks, which I don't understand why they had all that stuff. Was that just so there was no like DNA contamination or transfer, you know, of their DNA, or why all that protective stuff? And then there's somebody that said that they talked to Maggie and that she knew in the beginning that Angela was going to run, which Angela did run. And here's just some pictures I found of her and Ethan when they were together. A few more things I want to read to you here. There's this article that kind of explains, is that from the TBI? Okay, it kind of explains Megan's upbringing, the craziness and the abuse and just kind of how she was raised, the environment she was raised in, which is very important. I mean, we all know, you guys all know that plays a big part in what you and who you are, you know, and hopefully some people are able to take that as lessons learned and break away and become stronger for it, and then some people are just fall right into the cycle. And it looks like Megan is just fell right into the same cycle. But I'm just going to read you a couple of the things here. Okay, so it talks about how Angela, Megan's mom, was only 16 when she had her first kid too. Megan was only 16 when she had Evelyn, and so her mom, Angela, was only 16 when she had Tommy, which is Megan's brother, so Tommy Jr. And then it shows how the dad, Megan's dad, has assault charges. He has, I guess right after his son was born, he got assault charges, but they don't, I guess you can't find the specifics on that. And Megan was their second child, and so Megan's mom and dad got married after they had Megan. And then in March of that year, that same year that they had Megan and got married, Tommy Boswell Sr. told deputies his wife attacked him, stabbing his neck with an ink pen and struggling with their then 14-year-old son, Tommy Jr., as he tried to rescue his dad. So Angela is attacking her husband, which is Megan's dad, with an ink pen. She's trying to stab him. And the son, their son, Megan's brother, has to basically rescue his dad. He has to get his mom away from his dad. And then months later, it shows Tommy showed up at the West Valley Drive home of his wife's father, David Lynn Jones. Jones would later tell authorities that Tommy accused his son of theft, and then he sped away. And then I guess he ended up crashing his car. There's just a bunch of stuff. Another time, Angela was with another guy, and he came to the house, and I guess Tommy Jr. and the dad came and threatened the guy that Angela was with a wooden club and told him to come outside, and so the cops were called then. Oh wow, so the guy actually said he was in fear for his life, and he began running toward a fence that was in the yard and just continued. And Brandon stated that, I guess his name was Brandon, that he was unable to outrun the truck and was struck by the vehicle and was flipped over. It was flipped over the hood and landed on the driveway. So they ran him over with the truck. And then I guess Tommy Sr., so Megan's dad, and the Tommy Jr., his brother, her brother, and another guy surrounded him and started kicking and punching him. This is the guy that Angela was with. So I'm sure Tommy was jealous, so they go hit him with the car, and then they start beating him up. Oh my gosh. So I guess the guy got free and ran into the house, and they ended up basically getting in trouble for getting arrested for that. And then they ended up, Angela and Tommy got together again, and then they had another kid, another son. Yeah, Elijah. So they got back together, they had another son, and then they got a divorce. And in September 2014, 2 months before Elijah's first birthday, and then Megan Boswell was 13 at the time. And then it looks like she got custody of she got custody of Megan and her son, Elijah. And then, wow, they got together again and they had another kid, a daughter, Charlotte Boswell. But this is by the time Charlotte was 2, they were in turmoil again. Oh my gosh. So it was early fall 2018 and the Boswells were separated again. Angela Boswell was shuffling the 3 children, a pregnant Megan, plus Elijah and Charlotte, between the Muddy Creek compound, her father's home in Kingsport, and an apartment in Johnson City, records show. So she had all the 3 of these places she was, bouncing back and forth from. So I guess her driver's license was suspended. Her tags on her car were expired. She was repeatedly stopped by cops and often finding her children unrestrained, records show. So she was repeatedly jailed. So she kept getting charges of driving with her kids without a seatbelt, without proper, restraints for young kids to be in the car. So Tommy Boswell Sr. insisted she was endangering their children, including Megan, and asked the judge to award custody to him. So, and then I guess Tommy Boswell says now about Angela. Well, Angela got released Friday night, but when she was in jail, he said that he wrote a petition for a restraining order against her. She has stated, this is what he said that she has stated that she is out for blood and she will get revenge on me when she is released from jail. Oh my gosh, wonder what she's gonna do. And he said, I'm in fear for myself and my children, Megan, Elijah, and Charlotte Boswell, he wrote. She is using illegal drugs in front of our children. She is exposing our children to criminals. Tommy Boswell Sr. won his request and moved the children back to Muddy Creek. Angela Boswell, nabbing, trying to sneak stimulant pills into jail, was behind bars when Megan's baby Evelyn was born, records show. Okay, so that's that. And then there's a couple other things I kind of wanted to read you here. Crazy stuff. So we have a lot going on Facebook here. We have that one girl, I'm not going to say her name, but there's this one lady that she said her daughter was best friends with Megan, and I guess she's been with her. Well, before she went to jail, she was right by her side, and so she's been posting some things on Facebook I kind of wanted to read. So she said, I don't believe for a minute that you have hurt Evelyn in any way, shape, or form. I think you, again, like I told you before, have gotten involved in something over your head. And I even told you they don't even want to talk to you anymore because the story has changed so much. And then she's been posting a lot here. Well, because it sounds like she's a good person, this person that's been posting, and she, wanted to give Megan the benefit of the doubt. She's known her since she's been a kid. She's been by her side through this so far until she went to jail, but now she's seeing that she's been lying to her. So she's just like, I don't think you would hurt her, but all these lies. So that's where these posts are kind of coming from. So another one she posted is, I've not said one thing on here that has not been true. I just talked to Hunter again, by the way. And you have lied to me, Maggie Wood, and you know you have because you've even admitted it to me. Maggie Wood, and sweetheart, it's almost laughable that you get on here and say you haven't lied. Why didn't you just text me what you had to say? If you felt that strongly about it because you know you have lied to me, even you've lied, and to be honest, the last 2 times you've been to the sheriff's station, number 1 was because I drugged your butt up there Sunday so we could find out what. Sorry, it's hard to read text sometimes because it's not. A lot of the times, it's not proper sentences, which is fine. We all do it, but it's just hard to read it nice and smoothly. So, but where are we? Oh, I drugged your butt up there Sunday so we could find out what that sensitive evidence thing was, which you still haven't been honest with me about, but you wanted to wait till the next day to go up there and find out what that was. I had a big problem with that, and I told you then I did. And then there was one more from her. Oh, here it is. It says, yeah, I saw that, but she, Megan, was so scared and worried, I think it was Sunday, when they were supposed to be searching her dad's property, she was very relieved when the search was over and nothing came up. Obviously, because that meant Evelyn was maybe still okay. But there was more to it than that with her. Meaning Megan, she also made the comment to me about how, thank God they didn't dig on my dad's property. I did inform TBI immediately when that was said, so they are investigating. So, man, what the heck? Even the one person that was actually there for her and trying to be like her support, she's lying to her. And then there's another one I wanted to read. Like I said, some of this is like Facebook stuff is kind of, you know, maybe not facts, hearsay things, people that hear things from people that know the people, you know. So I'm not saying this stuff is facts. It's just stuff from Facebook of hearsay, people that know people. So take it with a grain of salt is all I'm saying. So there's this post I found on Facebook that says, so friends that work at Evelyn's doctor's office is that Maggie changed Evelyn's pediatrician by telling them she was changing doctors. This was in October, and they have never received anything from any other doctor requesting her records or anything. And they haven't seen Evelyn since then. Who would do that? So, I don't know. That in October? So then that makes me think, why did she basically want to stop taking her to the doctor? Was there a lot of abuse going on that she didn't want the doctor to catch on to? I'm not saying that's for sure, but I'm just trying to think of reasons why you would stop taking her to the doctor. Say it's because you're switching doctors, but you never really do switch doctors. And that was in October, and then what? A couple months later, that she's gone. So was there some abuse going on with Evelyn, and she was just so scared to, you know, take her to the doctor because the doctor would know if she saw her. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing out ideas why that would be. Let me know what you guys think. And then there's I don't know if you guys knew this. Let me read you this here. On 2/18/2020, I received a Department of Children's Services referral stating that a minor child, Evelyn Boswell, aged 15 months, had not been seen since before Christmas 2019. Myself and CPS caseworker James Lewis made contact with Megan Boswell, mother and sole legal custody of the minor child, Evelyn, at blah blah blah, and asked her where we could locate Evelyn Boswell. Megan Boswell told us that Evelyn was with the child's father, Ethan Perry. She further stated that she was supposed to meet him on 2/19/2019 at 4 p.m. at Ingalls parking lot in Colonial Heights to exchange custody. After further investigation, detectives determined that Ethan Perry is actively enlisted in the United States Army and is presently stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and did not have possession of Evelyn. Through investigation, it was determined that Megan Boswell made the false statement to law enforcement in response to a legitimate inquiry by law enforcement concerning a material fact about an offense or with the intent to hinder law enforcement from locating Evelyn Boswell. All the above occurred in the boundaries of Sullivan County. So that was probably one of the big things where they could get her on that false reporting, because right here she gave a false report, a lie, right to a CPS caseworker. I mean, what the heck? So there's that. Okay, now, okay, so I think that's all I have for you today. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on this case. I don't know, it's just not looking good, but there's just so many lies. I just don't understand what's going on here. It's like, is one of them covering for the other? Are they both in on it? I have a feeling that eventually one of them is gonna roll on the other, you know? It's only a matter of time, you would think. But I feel like they really needed to keep them in jail to get that to happen, because if they keep them in jail and then they could interrogate them, but I guess, you can't keep them in jail for that long. But couldn't they have made the bail a little bit higher where they couldn't afford it, maybe? I don't know. I guess there's laws that they need to follow, but I don't know. I'll keep you updated when I find new stuff. You guys have a good night, and let me know if you guys have heard anything and what you guys think is going on. Do you guys think that Megan is covering for her mom, or her mom is covering for Megan, or they both did something. I mean, obviously they probably both somehow have to know or be involved in a way for them both to, I don't know, it's just a mess of lies. But all right, guys, have a good night, everybody. Bye.